Hello folks, and welcome back to the channel. This is episode 4 in my creation kit series. Well, last episode we did nav meshing for the house. Guys, remember this? Sure you do. Alright, now we're going to get into the really cool stuff. We're going to start with clutter. Okay, we've already got because I copied the cooking area. As I can see, there's a little bit of a problem right there. Just you have to notice stuff like that. So to resize this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make sure that's on there. We're going to hold S and we'll resize it down just a little bit. And then maybe that looks okay. I can live with that. I can live with that. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit smaller. Now, I got to thinking about these doors. Click on the door here. If you double click it, this will come up. You can open it by default. It opens in like that, and it looks pretty good. We'll go ahead and we'll close that back up. You just double click on it. Now we're gonna do clutter in this video, so this video might be a little bit longer. First we have to decide what we want. Well, what do all houses, player homes that people want usually have? And it has an alchemy station and a enchanting station, cooking, and the bedrooms, pretty much. So we're gonna go ahead and we are going to start with the alchemy station. And as it so happens, the reason why I picked this particular building is because of these little alcoves on the side. They're great, right? So we're going to go ahead and in our object window, we are going to type alchemy. And then we'll click on all. And the one you want is this one here. Is just the workbench tabletop is just the one that you set on a table. You could put a table in there if you want to. You could stick a little table in there and resize it and put it all on there. But we're going to go with the easy one. We're just going to grab the crafting alchemy workbench and we're going to drop it right on there. You'll see it comes right up just like that. Center it up, and I want to make sure it's as close to the wall as possible without clipping into it. So I'm going to turn my snapped grid off, and I'm going to move that up just like that. And turn my lights out so I can see what it is. It's pretty good. I like that. Now you're probably going to want to check to make sure. So hold your Z key and move it up like that, and then push F, and it should have dropped it to the floor, but it didn't. Oh, it's because I don't have snapped grid on. Hold your Z key. Go ahead and get back in it. Hold your Z key, move it around, hit F, and it still doesn't drop it to the floor. You son of a... That's okay. That's not a big deal. We will have to do it manually. Usually if you hit F, it'll go right up, but you kind of want to do like that because, you know. Okay, so you got an alchemy station right here, and you need some alchemy supplies. So we're going to want to have, I don't know, let's see, we're going to want to have a chest. We're going to want to have a chest over here and maybe a shelf. Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We want to put a enchanting bench over here. So we're going to type in, before we do this, we're going to click on static collection. So if you don't click out of all and you start typing something, it will load up everything. So I usually click on static collection so it doesn't load up anything. And then I click on all, and there's my alchemy workbench. or my enchanting workbench. And just like with the alchemy workbench, there is a tabletop version as well, but I don't want to go with the tabletop version. I want to go with just the regular enchanting workbench, and we're going to go ahead and pull that right there. Oh, that worked out real well. I want to see if I can go a little closer to the wall. Yeah, that'll work. That's awesome. Got me an enchanting workbench right there. It's right on the floor. Everything looks good there. Now we've got that added in. Okay, now we want to put in our bed. We'll start with our bedrooms. Okay, because, you know, everybody likes to have a nice bed. We can get the one, we can grab the one that's in our warehouse, but the problem with that is, there's things that hang down. We'll take a look at it right here. We'll open up the warehouse and take a look at it. Okay, here we are in the warehouse. See, now, I was saying there's things that hang down, which, there's stuff that hangs down. This is really only good for a first floor bed. So, what we can do is, just because maybe I don't want that there, so I don't want to delete it because I might want to use it again for something, so I'm just going to move that over there. But I like everything else. I like everything else the way this is set up. Now these chests, I have them marked as RLB player chests. So what we're going to do is in the object window, click on that. I had it marked as 000 RLB player chest, and I'm going to just type 000 and let it load up right quick. Okay, now I have this opened up here. Now where's it at? There it is, right? That's safe. Where did I put that? Player chest, right there. We're going to open that up. See what's in it. As you can see, there's nothing in the chest. And it's not marked as a respawn. If it's marked as a respawn, it's not safe storage. And in this case, I'm going to have it say, I'm just going to leave it say chest. If you rename it with the name, that's what it'll come up as. So I'm going to leave it as it is. And I got one here, which is also, this is just that chest duplicated. So that's all good. Now, I want to kind of make this kind of matching. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to duplicate this piece right here so that I can move it over to the middle here. That looks good. I'll turn my snap to grid off, so maybe I'll try it with my snap to grid on and see how it works. Yeah, I gotta turn my snap to grid off. That allows me to position it to where I want it, which is pretty much right there. Alright. Now, zoom out here a little bit. I'll get over top of it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold my left click. I'm going to draw that line out like that. Select all of that right there. I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to go back to Nine's house. I'm not even going to do anything else. I got it on the clipboard. We're going to go into the bedroom here. And I want to paste it right there. I'm going to go ahead and do that right there. And I'm going to hit my wrong one, sorry about that. I'm going to hold my Z key and I am going to move it just a little bit to where just the carpet's up. As you can see though, the chests are not gonna cooperate with me. They don't want to cooperate. Damn you! That's okay. We're gonna center it up here, and we're gonna drag it back in so that it ain't clipping the wall there. Still got plenty of room. Yep. Little, so it don't look so crowded. We'll get it right up to about there. Maybe a little closer. Can we go a little closer? Yeah, that looks good right there. Just like that. And it leaves a little room in behind there. So what we can do is, now I'll go ahead and I'll move this chest over this way. Zoom in so I can see here. And pull that out just a little bit. Same thing here. Pull that out a little bit. I'm a big one for making sure everything looks right. So you'll have to forgive me. I'm kind of a stickler on that. Now, that looks okay. I can deal with that. I can deal with that. I'm not sure about that carpet hanging out there. Okay, we're going to take that carpet and we're going to do something with that. We're going to move that to there. We'll see if we can shrink the carpet down. Move it across. At least put it in the middle. That would, because then you see it, you would see it if you were laying down, kind of thing. And it's not quite gonna work, so that's okay. I'm gonna take that out. And what that's gonna do for me though is that's gonna give me all that extra space back. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna click that, hold control, click that, and I'm gonna select all the pieces again. And then I'm going to take and first I'm going to turn my markers off, and then I'm going to zoom in and take a look at see what I'm selecting here, just like that. And then I'll turn my markers back on so that I can select the marker 2. Select that. That looks all good. That looks all good. That's good there. Alright. And now I can move this bed back closer to the wall. That looks pretty good, just like that. And same thing. I just want to have my chest right there, and this one will go right there. So now I've added in my bed. Now to make this bed, make sure that this is your bed. Double click on it and it'll say ownership. You click on the ownership, see how it already says player? It will already say player because that's the way I set it when I put it up in there. That's okay. We'll deal with that. That's good. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I got a bed in there. I got some chests. And now I want to put 2 follower beds in down here. Now these are going to be a little different. Oh, another thing you want to make sure you do. Double click on your bed. Scroll through here till you see location reference type. And type in house. And you want a house bed. Just like that. I believe that's the one I'm going to want. Player. Nope. I want to use house. I had it right the first time. We're going to house bed reference type. Okay. And that will put that little black square and lets your NPCs know that that's a house bed, but it's owned by you, so they won't sleep in it, except for your wife. It'd be a little bit different story. Alright, now we want to put in the player beds. And to do that, we want a bed. So we're going to go ahead, click on static. We're going to type in bed. And we'll click on all. And everything with the word bed in it will come up. We don't want hay rolls. That would look kind of stupid. We want to keep on, you can use common beds, but those are the ones like in Breeze Home. We want to keep on the same noble furniture as the other one. Now, let me see. And if this doesn't work, we can switch it. Yeah, that's the one I want. Now we can, what we can do is we can fit this right up in here. Let's zoom in on that. Hold Shift, push F. What we're trying to do is to keep it from clipping into the wall, because we want to get it close to the wall, but we don't want it to clip into the wall. We can actually move that back in there a little bit, because if we get in here and look at this, we got quite a bit of space right there. And we're going to move that over just a little bit. So if the NPC gets up on the wrong side of the bed, that's bad for them, good for you. I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be over here, so this is not a big deal. We'll go ahead and we'll duplicate this, and we'll slide this over here like this. Now there's a couple of ways you could do this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fit this in right here. Now you can either turn this bed around like this, which is actually kind of cool because it gives it kind of a different look. We're okay with that. Or you can actually just replace it with something. Replace it with the other version of it. Let's make sure we get in there, and we don't want it to clip, but we want it as close to the wall as possible. I don't want it to clip there. Yeah, that works just like that. Now, same thing with these beds. Gonna go ahead and click on that. Type in house. Make it a house bed. And same thing over here. House bed. Now you could have done this on the first one and just copied it, and it will automatically copy over to the other one, but I didn't do that. So now this over here, we're going to click on ownership. Now I'm going to type in player, and I'm going to put player faction. And I just noticed something about that. Same thing here. Player. And I'm going to click on player faction. I just noticed something about that. This says it's owned by the player, but instead of having it owned by a player, we're going to set that to none. And then I am going to type in player again. And it says player bed ownership. That works for me. Now it's still owned by the player, and now you'll get the well rested bonus. I should have known that. Okay, so we've got some beds, and we've got our 2 enchanting stations. And while we're in here, I want to show you the search and replace feature. Now these antlers, they're all cool and everything, but what you do is you go up here and you click on edit, go down to search and replace, and a little window will come up, and it'll say search for wall mounted elk antlers, and it'll replace with wall-mounted elk female or wall-mounted elk male. I'm going to go for 02. Let's see how that looks. If you have it on selection only, it'll just change that one thing. If you have, like, let's say something that you have a lot of the same, you put it on current cell and it'll change everything in that cell that is that object. So we're just going to do it just selection only. It'll say replace one object, and it's backwards. That's okay. And we're going to slide that back against the wall, and we'll take and center that up. No, that looks good. Slide that out a little bit. I want to make sure it doesn't come through on the other side of the wall, because that wall isn't very thick. So I got me a great big old elk in there. Let's shut our lights off. Okay, I can see right now I'm going to have to put lighting in. So I've got my beds in for my player, and I got my bed in for my followers, and I got my 2 workstations. Okay, and I'll continue in the next video with doing clutter. Alright guys, this has been episode 4 of the Creation Kit series. If you guys liked the video, remember to go ahead and push thumbs up, then share it on social media with your friends, as it really helps out the channel. And until next time guys, remember to keep your sword sharp, don't be a milk drinker, and always watch the skies, traveler.